Namaste and hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel Hamsavahini Vajra Astra. I'm Ahuna, and in today's video I'm quite excited to share my TBR for Carribathon. Now Carribathon is a 2-week readathon which has been put together by Britta from Comfycozyup and has been co-hosted by Karen from Runwright Reads. I will try to link the announcement videos in the description box below for you to cross-check with them. Now, CaribAThon officially started from the 8th of June and it will end on the 18th of June, and I was supposed to upload this video on the 5th, but unfortunately that wasn't possible, so I just took the opportunity to make this video. I have tried to share the physical books which I would read. Now there are some books which I have tried to order and they did not arrive in time, and by the time they get here it will probably be the 20th or say 21st of June, which is when CaribAThon would end as well, because it ends on the 18th of June. So what I have tried to do is try to include some audiobooks which I could find immediately, and Kindle version of a couple of books. So I'll just try to share all of them here. So do please join me further in this video. Now the first book which I picked for this readathon is Tales from the Caribbean, which has been written by Trisha Cooke. Now this book is really interesting. It's a children's classic and it's a collection of very short stories and very simple stories, but they do have moral values. It encompasses the culture and the entire fervor of the Jamaican I wouldn't say Jamaican, but of the Caribbean people, and it's really very interesting to note that it does bear some similarity with the Indian children's classic known as Panchatantra, which is also a collection of folk tales with moral values. So there are magical talking animals, there are people, there are moral values to be learned, lessons, and it's really very beautiful. I especially like the first story, which was called The Kingfisher, and I hope that I'll be able to complete this in time and share the best stories that I loved in this book. So this is the first book which I've chosen to read. The second book which I chose to read is 22 Jamaican short stories. Now this book is an amalgamation of short stories which have been winning prizes from 1967 to 1982, and it was published together in 1987. So as 22 Jamaican short stories. So it really deals with everything about Jamaica, its people, its culture, etc. And I really do apologize, the light is really shining on it, but I'll try to hold it properly so that at least you can see it. So this is something which I'm really looking forward to. I'm going to start it next week, and hopefully I should be able to complete this in time. Now the third book which I have chosen to read is Of Women and Salt by Gabriela Garcia. Now this deals with 5 generations of women from Cuba, and the last generation is currently settled in Miami, and how she tries to connect with her roots, goes back to Cuba, and the story shuttles in between the first generation of Cuban women and the last generation of Cuban women, and how the gap and the way in which they think and approach things are not quite different, but they are not very similar as well, and how they deal with things. So this is something which shows the strength of women, and what I really loved about it is how they motivate themselves, saying that we are not weakness, we are the force. So this is something which I'm looking forward to. I'm just around 40 pages in and I'm really enjoying this book, so let's see where I get from here. Now there were a few books, as I mentioned before, that I had tried to place an order for which were of witches steeped in blood and gold, I believe, or witches steeped in gold. That has not come. It's a tome, and it's been written by a Jamaican author, and it's all about witches and magic, but of course I didn't get it in time. There was also another book which I had tried to order, which was non-fiction, of course, and it did talk about all the Jamaican history, and not only the Jamaican, but talked about the Caribbean island history, etc. So that was something which I was looking forward to, but it's going to come quite late. So I probably would be reading those two books later on in the upcoming months. And I also tried to replace these two books with two Kindle versions of folktale collections. The first was called Pepperpot, which is a collection of the latest Jamaican short stories, and the second book is called, I believe, An Evening in Guanima, and it's collection of Bahama folktales, or folktales from the Bahama Islands. And it's really interesting because I've just been through a few pages and I really loved it. And there is a group of people who are quite into telling about the folk tales of the land. It's embedded in them, so that's something which I'm really looking forward to read. So I'll just try to put up the Kindle versions of these books over here. Now, the other thing that I tried to do to add more flavor and color to my reading experience and to enrich the Caribbean experience that I would be having over here, I tried to include an audiobook, and I think the audiobook is called At the Bottom of the River, and it's been written by Patricia, and I really loved the way, I've just been through the first few chapters. I really love the way in which the author has narrated, not the author, but the narrator has been going through the book, as well as the way in which the author has put the book together. It's really beautiful, and it's how a heritage is passed on. So that's something which I'm really looking forward to complete, and hopefully I should be able to get through it this weekend. So let's see where I get from there. And those are the few books that I have tried to put together for this readathon. And so that's all I have for today, and I'll be leaving you with a couple of the reading sprints which I did manage to capture since the 9th of June, because the 8th of June I just tried to read of Women and Salt, but I could not do a reading sprint. I just started the book, and from there on I have tried to capture a couple of my reading sprints which I used to do on a daily basis. So I hope you enjoy them, and wishing you a very good reading week ahead. I'll join you soon with another video. Till then, take care and namaste.